Hi, I'm Jay Reed and this is Black Horse Garage. Today, the Allard K2. Allard may not be a name you are acquainted with, but back in the 40s and 50s they were a force to be reckoned with. And it's not just another defunct British brand either. Whilst they stopped making cars in 1958, the Allard name carried on through the founder Sydney Allard's son Alan and his grandson Lloyd, and they are still involved in superchargers and turbochargers, and Alan is even president of the Allard Owners Club too. This very car comes with a letter from Lloyd Allard which encloses a copy of the original invoice and build sheet from 1952. The Allard Motor Company was started in 1948 by Sydney Allard, and it went on to produce 1,900 cars in total, all of which were evolved from 12 pre-war special cars. Allard's interest in cars was for racing rather than manufacture, and his greatest achievement was undoubtedly the victory he took in the 1952 Monte Carlo Rally in his own P1 car. No one else has ever won that race in a car they made. He even beat a young Stirling Moss to the pole position too. This particular car was made the year before Allard's race victory in Monte Carlo and is a 1951 K2, of which there were only 119 ever built. By this stage, the American market was sustaining Allard, as for its time this car had a much more sophisticated ride than American cars of the era and featured the large American V8 engines with a lightweight British chassis. Power to weight ratio then was almost unbeatable, and it prefaced the appearance of such other powerful lightweight cars as the AC Cobra. Carroll Shelby himself drove an Allard and raced them too. This car was the successor to the K1 and to the J2, which had 40 first-place finishes between 1950 and 52. The K2, however, is distinguishable by the portholes on the side of the engine and also the coil springs, giving it the superior ride I mentioned earlier. Well, let's have a walk around the car. Take a look at the wonderful wire knock-off wheels, which are correct for the model and period, and the fenders, which flow like a classic 1950s sports car should. Inside there isn't really much to talk about except for the acreage of lovely red leather. This particular car has the Brooklyn-style aero front windscreens, which add to the period sportiness of the car, and you get to that wonderful view of those fenders as I talked about earlier. And underneath the hood there is a spotlessly clean and detailed V8 engine, which I think looks absolutely glorious under here. And inside there isn't a lot to say other than you are infected with the style of the car. The fenders flow out to the front of the car, the aero windscreens are right here in front of you, and there is metal across the front of the dashboard here, which I think just looks absolutely glorious, polished on the steering wheel. And the colour of this beautiful leather matches the ivory white of the paintwork, I think, wonderfully. Well, let's get this glorious piece of machinery out on the road, and for that we're going to hand to the president of Black Horse Garage, John. John, over to you, my friend.
Look how cool that looks.